Ravens have been actively searching for some help with their pass rush, and after this move, hopefully they found it. Let's read the report from Jordan Schultz. It says, the Ravens are signing defensive end Carl Lawson after having him in for a workout. Lawson notched 5 sacks last season with the Cowboys and has been waiting for the right opportunity. And trust me, Carl, us as Ravens fans, we've been waiting on the right opportunity to cheer on our pass rush because we ain't had too many chances where we got the opportunity to do that, my friend. So hopefully you can help us out there in a big way. Now, when you look at Carl Lawson's numbers, are they these gaudy, eye-popping numbers that jump off the screen when you look at them? No, they're not. But one thing that they certainly are, whether it's from his time with the Bengals, with the Jets, or last year with the Cowboys, is that he has been very consistent. And that's what you need. You need somebody that you know, regardless of the system, because he's been in quite a few, they are going to produce. They're going to show up, go to work, and do their job. And it seems as if that is exactly what he's done. Now, he has remained unsigned this entire season, obviously up until this point. And I was wondering why, what's the issue? But Voc Lombardi, who covers the Dallas Cowboys and has been for a very long time and does a phenomenal job at it, he said the following. He said, no matter who they trade for, I'm still calling Carl Lawson. So that showed that he got a lot of love and respect for Carl Lawson's game. And then I looked at replies to his tweet, and a lot of Cowboys fans were saying the exact same thing. It's like, I don't know why we didn't bring him back. I don't know why we ain't signed him. Because a lot of times, when one of your players leaves your team and they become a free agent, you can see fans saying, get a good riddance. I'm glad he's going off for my team. But it was the exact opposite in this case. But Carl Lawson replied to that, and he said the following. He said, very thankful for the opportunity I got in Dallas last year. Actually believe I'm twice the player I was even last year with a healthy offseason. Love the city. However, Houston and Ezeraku are only just scratching the surface. Have faith, Voc. So I appreciate that respect. And the love that he showed for the Dallas Cowboys and the love that he showed for the 2 young pass rushers. He said, hey, them guys got you. They ain't even scratched the surface of their potential yet. But also, while he's letting it be known, hey, I'm twice the player that I was last year. So I'm looking forward to seeing his contributions with the Baltimore Ravens, seeing what he can do for this team. And look, it's Thursday. We know Ravens got not necessarily a walkthrough practice on Friday, but it's not a full go practice like it is normally on Wednesday and Thursday. But if I'm the Ravens, if I'm John Harbaugh, if I'm Zach Orr, I'm throwing him out there from jump. I don't care about no ramp-up period. I know he's on a practice squad. I will use one of them call-ups in this game against the Bears. Because think about this. You could say, he needs time to ramp up. He needs time to get acclimated. He needs time to learn the defense. What's the worst that could happen if you throw him out there from jump? Think about that. Think about how this pass rush has been this year. What's the absolute worst thing that could happen if he's out? What, he doesn't look good? The pass rush doesn't look good? So I mean, why not? They're probably not going to play him this week, but I would not be opposed if they did. But bottom line, we are hoping that Carl Lawson can be, I don't want to say a game changer that would be nice, but hopefully he can just continue doing what he's done throughout his tenure in the NFL, and that's just be a consistent producer. Another roster move that the Baltimore Ravens made that is a great sign for this offense is the fact that they waived Zaire Mitchell-Payton. Now, we're not celebrating him being waived at all, but that does let it be known that Pat Ricard, he should be good to go. Let's read the report from Jeff Zrebick. He said, Ravens waived tight end / fullback Zaire Mitchell-Payton per league's personnel notice. That creates a spot on the 53-man roster. It also further confirmation that Pro Bowl fullback Pat Ricard will make his season debut on Sunday, which offensive coordinator Todd Monken all but confirmed today. So Project Pat is back. Let's get into my favorite part of the video where we feature questions from you. Jumping straight into it. First one came from my guy, Marcelo. He said, it's kind of strange. What's going on, Unc? Mr. Ingraven, just playing. We are probably a few ages apart. I feel old when kids call me Unc. Anyway, I hope everything is going well with you. I truly mean it. No, I appreciate that, Marcelo. And it's all good, man. I appreciate you. He said, now, I saw a post that said Zach Orr called up Mike McDonald and asked for help with play calling, specifically pass rushing. I'm not too sure how I feel about this. Not saying it's a bad thing to ask for help in life, but the timing is bad. And who he called, especially asking for help from someone who a lot of Ravens fans wanted as head coach. Now, I didn't see that he asked him for help pass rushing. I think maybe somebody might have been trolling or something. I did see that he talked to Mike McDonald. And he said that in the presser from today. I don't know if he asked him for all that. I don't think that he would put that out there if he did. But anyway, he said, I'm also interested in why he didn't ask Harbs what he should do next with play calling. Instead, he went to another head coach. I don't know if I'm being dramatic, but that's disrespectful. Now, I'm sure him and Harbaugh talk all the time about all of that stuff because Harbaugh's a head coach. Like, why wouldn't they? But Obviously, with Zach Orr, there's been public admitting that they've gotten a lot of outside help too. Remember, last year they brought back, what's his name, Dean Pease. They brought him back after I think week 3 or something like that. So this is something that they've been doing. Internally, externally, privately, publicly, they've been getting outside help. So this is nothing new. Anyway, he said, just makes it seem like he doesn't know how to do his job correctly and took on the role way over his head. Now, you could say yes and no to that, because I think if somebody has humility, they are willing to ask for help in an area where they may be struggling yet, whether they earned a role that they have, whether it was given to them, whatever it might be. So, hey, if Zach Orr is asking somebody for help, great. That's fine, because you don't want to sit up there and be cocky and be doing a bad job and be like, oh, no, I don't need no help. I got it. No, get help. You definitely need it. And we need all the help we can get, especially on defense right now. So I wouldn't have no problem with that if it is true that he did ask for help from Mike McDonald or whatever. Anyway, he said, example, I'm a chef. I got offered to be a sous chef many times, but I said no because I knew I wasn't ready. I wanted to lead my kitchen in the best way as possible. Then 2 years ago, I finally took the position because I knew how to budget, payroll, inventory, but most of all, learn how to adjust when you need to. Okay, my guy got the personal example too. I appreciate that. Speaking of Zach Orr, next question came from my guy Jaeden. He said, "With our 2 leaders for sacks now on injury reserve, Nnamdi and Tavius Robinson." Ooh, that's a tough stat. And Nnamdi ain't played since week 2, right? I think. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, he said, "I wonder if and when Zach Orr will deploy blitz packages that will disrupt opposing offenses." He tries. He tries here and there. So it ain't like he just ain't been blitzing at all. He be trying, but a lot of the stuff don't be working. Anyway, he said, "It seems like quarterbacks have all day to throw, and it's troubling to see that." Oh, they have. He said, "He seems to be more willing to rush 3, even 2, and drop everyone in the coverage like it's Madden just to allow a downfield completion." The irony is that the 3 turnovers and 8 sacks generated for the season was because of QB pressure. The Ravens throughout its history has been known for frequent blitzes, whether it was Wink Martindale's approach to sending the full house or Mike McDonald's modern approach to having stunts, disguising coverages, and tasking DBs to be involved in the blitz packages. The point is that a team identity was lost, and we have to regain it if we have hopes of turning the season around. Oh, I love it. That's such a perfect ending. I don't have any rebuttal for that. You said everything perfectly. Next question came from Dalen. Oh, I ain't seen you in a little minute. He said, "What's up, Ingraven? What's up, D?" He said, "Just wanted to say thank you for doing these kind of videos for us to ask you questions and things like that. Hope all is well with Carter's team and they are doing well." No, I appreciate y'all even sending in the questions in the first place. Y'all make it what it is. I don't do nothing but read what y'all got to say. As far as Carter's team, I appreciate you asking about that. I appreciate everybody that's rooting Carter on and cheering for him. I appreciate y'all a lot, man. His team, they are in the playoffs still. They did lose their first playoff game, but the way that they got it set up is that if you win one, because they won their first playoff game, they lost their second one. If you win a playoff game, then you advance. If you got to lose 2 playoff games to be completely eliminated. So they lost one, and it was crazy because the other team, they jumped out the gate. And they scored, I think, 4 touchdowns. And it's crazy because, and I felt like I was watching the Ravens because the score ended up being 24-0 because the team, they scored 4 touchdowns, like straight, but Carter's team, they stopped them on every single extra point. So that's why it didn't end up being 28-0. It ended up being 24-0. So then Carter's team, they started coming back. They started coming back and they started clawing their way back in the game. And then it's crazy because it was a tough one because they ended up losing 31-21. So they were fighting, man. They really were, but they just came up short. And what the most frustrating part about it is they didn't give up no deep passes all game. Not one. Not a single deep pass. It was all short stuff. Short passes go where they just missing the flag. They reaching for the flag and missing. And I said, man, are these the Baltimore Ravens that I'm watching just to miss tackles? And the coaches were frustrated. The players, they took it pretty well, though. The Carter's team, they took it really well. Now, I did tell Carter, I said, hey, Coach, we need to have a conversation with Coach because whenever Carter was out on the field, because he only played defense, whenever he's out on the field, they didn't give up a single point. And they got an interception when Carter was on. He didn't get an interception, but when he was on the field, I said, hey, is that a coincidence? I don't know. But when Carter played, not a single point was given up. So, hey, it is what it is. Anyway, I appreciate you, though. Anyway, he said, I think if the Ravens had Pat Ricard last game against the Rams, we could have won. They could have won without Pat Ricard. Ravens, Zay Flowers, 2 fumbles. The 4th down stops on the goal line. Like, no, they could have won. They had plenty of opportunities to win that game. But They fell short. Anyway, he said, I'm not saying Mitchell Payton isn't good, but he's just not Pat Ricard. No. I get what you're saying. He's not Pat Ricard. He said, us Ravens fans have noticed how much Pat helps out our run game. This season, we finally got to see what it's like without him. Now, this Sunday, if Lamar can go, which hopefully he can, but if not, we have Pat healthy. I think him and Derek back together alone could win us the game. Bears defense isn't really good against the run, so with Pat Ricard back, I know if Lamar can go, Pat would help out a lot and give him much needed support for this offense. That's a really good point. Hopefully Lamar can go. We know he has been limited in the past 2 practices, so we'll see. But yeah, Pat Ricard does make a big difference. Pat Ricard, a fullback, he's a wide receiver 1. He's an extra offensive lineman. He does a lot for these Baltimore Ravens, and he was definitely missed big time. He said, reminder, after the season is over, this is the end of his contract. We need to lock him down as a Raven for the rest of his career. I would hate a world that Pat Ricard isn't out there blocking for King Henry. Anyways, appreciate you for all you do. And just like John Harbaugh after the season, I'm out. Time for history. Next question came from my guy, TJ. He said, first off, God bless you and your family and the channel and all Ravens. Appreciate you, TJ. He said, Ingraven, it's time for some Ravens history to be made. I still believe this is all year through adversity. All Ravens will make a run of runs all the way to a Super Bowl victory. We've been the laughing stock long enough. Let's just sit back and watch our Ravens fly and make history as the first 1-5 team to win it all. Lamar Jackson is back. Project Pat is back. Roquan Smith is back. Let's go Ravens. I would love that. We all would. Uneasy. Next question came from my guy, Eijon. He said, hello, Ingraven and Ravens flock. I hope all is well. West Coast Raven here again this Wednesday night. The only good news is that the basketball season has started again, LOL. But after listening to you read that article about Harbaugh sticking around longer, made my head hurt. We've seen his countless mistakes. Well, the article didn't say that he was going to stick around longer. From that article, it made it seem like he probably will. But we'll see how things go. He said, we've seen his countless mistakes, his empty promises and messages, no accountability, yet he stays safe and is safe. I was really looking forward to seeing the team searching for a new head coach and coaching staff, Brian Flores, Xerxes, a.k.a. Robert Saleh, or even Eric Bieniemy. Remember him? The head coach that never was. Oh, I think he still won't be in the NFL. Anyway, he said, there will be tons of qualified guys for this, and we're stuck with Harbaugh unless Lamar criticizes him or the offensive line or anybody publicly. This season isn't over, but I'm definitely looking ahead. What are your thoughts on this? Stay blessed and go Ravens. And he said, and just like our Super Bowl aspirations this year, I'm out. Oh man, completely contrasting emails from this one and the previous one from my guy TJ. Now, I hope that John Harbaugh stays, only because that would mean that we won the Super Bowl. That's the only way that I want him to stay, is if we won the Super Bowl. That would be it. Well, that would be the only way I'd be okay with him staying, is if we won a Super Bowl. Because again, like I keep saying, if they come back from this and 1 or 2, oh yeah, you can't touch him. I mean, you already can't touch him now, but still. But yeah, I do feel what you're saying. John Harbaugh has been extremely safe. He's been given this long leash to where he can do no wrong. In Eric DeCosta's eyes and Steve Bisciotti eyes, it seems like he cannot do no wrong. He can't be touched. He is invincible. And I just don't think it should be like that. And it shouldn't have been like that. And it shouldn't have been like this for this long too. Next question came from Balt. He said, hope you're doing well. Oh, we doing really good. Hope you're doing the same, man. He said, one thing I've noticed more recently about the Ravens and the Baltimore Orioles past seasons is that the media makes a big deal saying how the Ravens are supposed to win the Super Bowl and the Orioles are supposed to make the playoffs this season. And I know you don't talk about the Orioles much, but it's weird that when the media hyped up both teams this year to be big things, they both started tanking and playing poor. For example, the Ravens are 1-5 and last in the AFC North right now, and the Orioles finished 75-87. So my question is, do you think that the Ravens play better as underdogs? Because what happens, the media gets in the players' heads and start messing with them anyways, and that's my question. I see you. Now, I know a lot of Ravens fans have felt that way for a long time. Like, oh yeah, we play much better as underdogs. I feel like you can't do that. Like, you can't be like, all right, if people are thinking that we're gonna be great, then that means that we end up playing sorry because of that. No. But if people think we're going to be sorry, then we end up playing great. Well, what's happened this season? People thought they were going to be great, and they've been bad. And now people just been writing off the Ravens because they've been like, oh, and they still been bad. So obviously neither one is working. But if you have a team with Lamar Jackson, you can't be no underdog. You can't be looked at like, oh, man, we're the inferior opponent to these. No, you got Lamar Jackson. You got the best player on the planet, man. You got a Derrick Henry, you got Pat Ricard coming back, you got a Roquan Smith, you got Super Duper Kyle, you got Ronnie Stanley, you got DeAndre Hopkins, you got Zay and Rashad Bateman, you got Mark Andrews, Isaiah. Like, you got a lot of people. You got Nate Wiggins, You got a lot of people on this squad, man. And we ain't even go through half the roster, but you see what I'm saying? Like, you can't be this team with all these players, these quality players on the roster, and be looked at as an underdog, or even have this underdog mentality. No, you don't want to go into these games all cocky and high and mighty, like, oh yeah, we definitely better than them, because you're sitting at 1-5, so you're obviously not. But this whole underdog thing, I think we just got to let it go. You got to let it go. And you just got to be able to be focused. Whatever the media says, the media says. The Ravens have already let us know plenty of times over the years that they listen to everything that the media says, and they let it creep in that locker room. They let it creep, whether it's to the head coach, whether it's to the quarterbacks, whether it's to the running back, whether it's to the play. Everybody, they all hear it because they see they got social media and whatnot. They listen to ESPN and all that. They hear all that stuff. So it's important that this team not let stuff like that impact them in a negative way. Not let it go to their heads, whether people praising them or people giving them criticism, whatever it is. And you focus on your game. You do your thing and you just go out there and win. Next question came from my guy Marc. He said, do you think the Ravens' struggle on the goal line might actually be a Ricard stat, just like Lamar, but to a lesser degree? I think Ricard has been been masking a lot of issues the Ravens are trying to get away with not addressing on the offensive line. It's sad that the O-line is so bad that they need an extra blocker every play just to have a functional offense at this point. I have to wonder why not put Pat on the offensive line. I know it sounds crazy, but it's what he does all game anyway. He deserves to play like a lineman, seeing how bad they are without him. He's very underpaid. I feel like for what he brings to the table, heck, might even try him back at defensive tackle since they've been struggling there too. Coming back from injury though, they shouldn't have him play both sides of the ball, but they might need it. That's a good point right there. With Pat Ricard, just the struggles on the goal line, because that's a really, really good point. I think still, even without Pat Ricard, they've had no excuses to be as bad as they have been on the goal line in those those third and fourth and short situations. They've had no excuse with those. But Pat Ricard can certainly help. So you're right. Next question came from my guy Sebastian. He said, hey, just wanted to say I personally am really getting sick of the way people are talking about Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, and even Super Duper Kyle. I feel people don't understand that defense, especially, is a team game. You take away some of these defensive superstars that we had alongside them, like Matabike or Darius Washington. People are forgetting how he played like almost all pro last year when he got his chance. Things are going to change. We all know how important communication and synergy is for a quarterback and a receiver, but it's just as important for the guys on defense. On to the other thing I wanted to talk about was trades. So here are some that you could think about. Yeah, that's true. Football is ultimate team game. Ultimate team game. You can have 10 people doing all the right thing. If that one person is slipping up, things can get real ugly real fast, and that's on offense or defense. Anyway, he said, well, now, trades. Jeffrey Simmons is cheap because of his age, but he is still balling. And I know we have a lot of DBs, but if we are going to give Tennessee a call, I think we should ask about L'Jarius Sneed. Oh, man, bad timing on this because he sent this 2 days ago, but the Titans just put him on injury reserve today. And he said, us Ravens know a lot about him, and maybe he'd be the true extra DB that would flip the secondary round perfectly. So here's the trade for these players I think about. Jeffrey Simmons, Sneed, and a 7th for a 5th. Trent Simpson, Jair Alexander. Oh, wow. You trying to flip Jair Alexander? He just got here. He ain't even been playing. Well, he ain't even been playing. But yeah, so L'Jarius Sneed, that's X'd out. But Jeffrey Simmons, that'd be a nice one. Even though they said they're not trading him, but we'll see. Anyway, so now let's go to the Las Vegas because we want to hit it big, and you know where I'm going with this right away. Mad Max Crosby, he's a 100% down player, never off the field, elite run defender. Yes, he is. And an even better pass rusher. So here's the package for Max Crosby. And a 6 for a second rounder and David Ojabo. And if they felt they needed a better replacement, I'm fine with losing a Dafe for Crosby. They not taking that. A second round pick and David Ojabo for Max Crosby. If EDC called in with that, they would hang up so fast. They would block every single 410 number that they seen, they will block it all. They really would. They would a second and David Ojabo. And ain't no offense to David Ojabo, but they're not taking that for Max Crosby, man. Anyway, he said, here's one more trade. If EDC felt the season was over, keep this one short because it's not over. Mark Andrews to Carolina, looking for a true tight end 1, and they are starting to win, so they might make a move like this for Jatavian Sanders, who broke the Panthers' receiving yards in a season for a rookie tight end and a 6th round pick. So trade an older tight end. He ain't old or nothing, but an older tight end for a younger tight end. Nah, they ain't going for that either. This question came from my guy Marc JG. He said egotistical change. What's going on, Ingraven? Hope you and Team Keep It Clean are doing well and are at peace. While I'm at it, how are you and the fam doing? Oh, we doing pretty good. I appreciate you, my friend. He said, I want to ask this question that we've been asking for years. How is Harbaugh's ego not going undisciplined? You have 3 players in your doghouse that can't help the team in Jaeden, Keaton, and Ben Cleveland. We don't have much optimism for change because we know our team, but we have to make a change. We almost have no choice. Here's why that offensive line got Lamar beat up and hurt. Why would you stand behind that line again? He already dropped back so far to protect himself because he didn't trust the line. Also, he has a $75 million cap hit. You want me to play ball and negotiate? How about you make some changes? I don't care if it's Emery and Ben or Ben and Corey. Play Scrabble with them. I don't care, but you can't continue to hold people in your doghouse because of what you want. How do you have a viral offensive lineman for being that bad? Lamar has John's team keep it clean in his back pocket. I'm sorry. I'm always for the players, but if it's broke, fix it. Justice is cool, but he's not Keaton Mitchell, and that's a Todd Monken problem because I heard someone say he favors those backs in his system. Which backs do you mean? He said he coached up DeAndre Swift from Georgia. He loves them pass-catching backs. Oh, okay. Keaton and Derek and do that, so mix it up. They can do that, so mix it up. Keaton is like Darren Sproles, and we don't have explosive speed like that on the team besides Lamar. You cannot fumble him by trading him. I agree. They got to find more ways to get him out there, man. They really do. He said, with all linebackers, I can help the issue. Slide up Teddy and Jay Higgins on the depth chart and slide Trent Simpson out so you'd have Kyle Vanoy and Trent on your outside. And I don't need to explain this no more. I've been hip to this idea since he was a rookie, and Team Keep It Clean is in on it as well. Put your aces in their places. Yeah, you have been saying that for a real long time. He said, I still add a outside linebacker piece rather than you rotate Trent and vice versa. Oh, see, he was on it. He was ahead of his time because he sent this on October 18th. Today is the 23rd, I think. 22nd or 20. No, today is the 23rd. So, yeah, you was ahead of the game, my friend. So we added that outside linebacker piece. But anyway, he said, rather you rotate Trent and vice versa. Now, what's more important to you, interior pressure or exterior pressure? Well, interior can be more disruptive, but both are important. But if I had to choose, interior would be more important. Anyway, he said, because you can't go wrong necessarily, but QBs hate interior pressure. So I'll ask, would you be cool with a Calais Campbell reunion? Because if we use Madden terms, then we need that 85 to 95 overall difference maker. We can do multiple trades. If you get a great interior, get a good pass rusher, vice versa. If you can get great all around, go for it. Oh, that'd be nice. That'd be really nice. He said, side question, who is a realistic targeting Ingraven see us getting that can have an impact? Would you take a flyer on Kevin Zeitler again? It couldn't hurt. It couldn't hurt. Anything on the offensive line couldn't hurt. And anything with the defensive line really couldn't hurt either at this point. He said, sorry for the long rant. LOL, we shut down at work, and I had to get some things out. My honest opinion is if we go out there with the same lineup and don't use Keaton and Jaeden with the same old line, Harbaugh is on deaf ears and will kill this team in any shot of a turnaround. We already crippled as is. Real quick, ask Coach about Andrew Voorhees' nickname he got on his call-in show. Thanks a lot, Ingraven. Stay blessed and safe and much love. Hey, I appreciate you, Marc.